What's up, you guys, and welcome back to some more rSlash Real Talk Stories with your boy RT and my dude Dale. You guys, we're gonna dive into some real talk Am I the A-hole stories today, where OP's sister wants OP and OP's husband to pay for her entire wedding. This one could get a little messy, but without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive right in.
I, female 34, and my husband, male 39, recently hosted a 4th of July gathering at our home. We have 3 kids, male 6, female 4, male 1, and we live pretty close to our hometown, and so we have lifelong friends that we see regularly, as well as friends we have made in our new town, co-workers, college, etc. It would be fair to say our friends come from many different backgrounds. We have friends that span the political spectrum, and friends who are part of the LGBTQAI+ and BIPOC communities. I hate to put it this way, but I think the context for the guests is important to understand the actions that I took. It is not to say that if all my guests were white, cis, and straight, I would have felt differently, but I stood firm on my decision primarily because I felt I needed to protect my friends. Today's political climate in the US coupled with social media, it is easy to see how people feel. I have a friend, Bill, male, mid-40s, who can be outspoken about his feelings. To be fair, I only know this because of social media. I also know that I have other friends who support and vote for the same people as him, but are less vocal and who I don't believe have the same radical views. If I'm being honest, they probably don't really pay attention to some of the radical stuff, because we live in a blue state. That brings us to our 4th of July party on Saturday. It is the first we have hosted since we moved back to the area from the city last year. When sending out invites, I skipped over this person because I could not get over some of the heinous things that he has posted. I was thinking about some of my friends and their families that I believe would be judged, probably silently, and just could not do it. The problem is his sister and cousin and their families were invited. I did not mention his family's absence from the party, but I know some people noticed, especially his family that was in attendance. No one said anything, and no one seemed upset or left early. I knew I would most likely see him in the near future, but I ended up seeing him when we rafted up on our boat with his sister on Tuesday. Most of the day was fine, but when he directly asked me where his invite was, I told him that I was concerned about his views and his feelings about certain groups. He was surprised by this and said that he didn't realize I hated free speech. I countered that I still believe he has the right to believe what he wants and say what he wants, but I do not have to open my home and friends to his judgment and hostility. He posted about it on his social media that night, and now people are divided. My husband thinks I'm a hypocrite because I most likely invited other Republicans, as he put it, but I do not think being a Republican and being a hateful person are the same thing. The sister gets why I did it, but does feel like maybe it was harsh and believes he would not have confronted anyone. Many of my friends are happy I stood up for them. People I don't know said I hate free speech. I know, my house, my rules, but am I the a-hole?
So I've come to the realization that in the year 2023, we as a human race, as a society, have to move very delicately. We have to react, respond, speak, act very, very delicately. We have to think through everything that it is that we say and that we do, because everybody is watching and everybody has an opinion. And it's a situation where I feel like we have lost the art of being able to agree to disagree on opinions. I feel like we're in a place now where if you don't agree with my opinion, then you are the enemy. If you don't agree with my opinion, then you are not my friend. Then you are not someone that I can confide in. You know, I have had conversations with people over the past several years, and I've told them, like, look, I respect you. I love you. I want to continue to be friends and close with you, but I don't agree with your stance, wherever it is on the spectrum. But you know what? That doesn't mean that I don't respect you and appreciate you as a person. So I feel like if OP was to turn around and have that kind of conversation with her friend, then I feel like this situation would have panned out a little bit differently. I feel like at that point, OP could have turned around and invited her friend, or given her friend the opportunity to say, you know, I don't think I want to come because I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I know this is how you feel. I'm very vocal and verbal about what it is that I say and what it is that I believe, which again is not a bad thing at all. I think that OP is great for standing up and defending and supporting her friends. But at the same time, I think that OP should have been a little bit more transparent with her friend, who is very vocal and verbal in different ways. So I don't think that deems OP the a-hole. I think that OP could just learn to be a little bit more communicative and be a little bit more honest and truthful about how she feels about this friend's verbalization of how he feels. Again, in 2023, you gotta tread lightly, especially when you have those kind of conversations with friends or family. Next story.
This involves me, male, 27, my best friend Derek, male, 27, his girlfriend Molly, female, 26, and Molly's sister Courtney, female, 28. Derek and Molly have been dating over a year. Derek and I are roommates, so I've known Molly for a while. She's a nice girl, but has this attitude of she's always right. I find her a little annoying, but Derek loves her and I support him, so I'm friends with her. She's a really good person, I will say, and she comes from a great family, which includes her sister Courtney, who I have met once or twice. About a month ago, Derek asked me what I thought about Courtney. I said she was hot and really down to earth, and I've had good times whenever she goes out with us. Derek said Molly wanted him to ask me that. I said I wasn't interested in her due to her history, but if she wanted to ever hang out or something casual, she could have my number. Derek reported back to Molly, and the last few weeks have been awkward. Molly seemed standoffish. I bought her a beer and asked her what was wrong last week. She said she didn't like what I said about her sister. I said that her sister had been married before, was pregnant, and got divorced. It was too much baggage for me. I thought it all was good after we talked. Last weekend, Molly hosted a game night at Courtney's house. She made a big deal about this game night and kept asking if I was going to come. I told her maybe. I had other plans that night, so I might stop by. I went out for a drink and then decided to stay home and watch a game. At 8 p.m., Molly started texting me asking when I was coming. I started ignoring her, and then she called like 3 times. Derek started texting me too, and I told him that I didn't want to go over to Courtney's for some couples game night and wanted to just watch the game. He said it was duo games only, so they needed me. Molly called me one last time on Derek's phone. She sounded mad and was like telling me to come. I told her to F off and leave me alone. Derek texted me yesterday and said I should apologize to her and her sister, as Courtney was the one without a partner and went and got my specific beers that I liked. I said that it wasn't my fault. I never gave a yes and never told anyone to get me anything. And his girl should have respected that. Am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole. You know what? Yeah, I think OP's friend's girlfriend should have respected that. I mean, OP did say I might stop by. He didn't say absolutely. Now, if OP turned around and said, yes, I'm definitely going to stop by, count me in, and then he just dipped, then at that point, I'd be like, yeah, OP's definitely an a-hole, because like that's not cool to dip out last minute, even though things happen. But I mean, people were expecting you to be there. However, being that OP was very transparent and said I may or may not come, I think that it's a-okay for him to have decided to stay home that night and not attend this particular gaming session with a bunch of friends. Also, I'm a single dad. Like I've told you guys here before in videos prior, I'm a single dad. I understand the concept of there being baggage. I understand the idea of being in a relationship with someone that has kids. So OP should be respected for the fact that he has preferences. I feel like everybody's got preferences. I think it comes back to the fact that some people don't like other people's preferences, but you know what? That's fine. You know what? It's just like buttholes. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got preferences. Everybody's got opinions. Everybody knows what they like and knows what they don't like. So, you know, I do not think that OP is the a-hole in this situation. I don't think that anyone is necessarily the a-hole. I just think that OP's friends are a little bit pushy, and I don't think that they necessarily should have been as, you know, pushy about OP getting to the game night. I do think that that Courtney got a little thing for OP though, so maybe OP might need to open up his mind, because you never know where things might go. Last story, you guys.
To start, I'll say that my parents are already offering to chip in for her. They didn't chip in for me even though they offered. I rejected them as my husband paid for the entire thing. He's very wealthy and so is his side of the family, so it was a very big, extravagant wedding. My sister was one of my bridesmaids, and I paid for her bridesmaid dress and paid for everything. I spent hours organizing my wedding and spent a lot of money and organization to make it the best day ever. My sister helped with my hen weekend. She helped a little with organization, but not financially. My best friend and maid of honor helped me the most with everything. Anyways, my sister now is getting married, and she wants my husband to pay for it. It's £22,000 that she wants us to pay. This is about $28,000 in America dollars. We told her that that's ridiculous, and she should try to pay for her own wedding or get our parents' help. She then got angry at me, saying my wedding was 1,000 times more expensive and that I had the money and wasn't being fair. Her friends and her soon-to-be husband have been saying that we are snobby and treat them badly and won't pay anything towards their wedding when my sister helped out so much with mine. I've even gotten messages from some of her friends calling me an awful person. Someone even said that apparently she married her husband for the right reasons and not for money, which really upset me. I don't know if there was anything I could do or if I'm in the wrong for refusing that. So, am I the a-hole for refusing?
I can't stand it when there are situations like this and you have people, friends and family who are so concerned about the person who is asking for money that they're not willing to even contribute themselves. OP's sister had family and friends advocating for her that, OP should pay for her sister's wedding, but they weren't going to put up a dime. I wonder how much of OP's sister's wedding they were going to personally pay for. I bet all the money in the world that they were not going to pay a single dime towards OP's sister's wedding. I think OP's sister is a bit of a moocher. OP's wedding was paid for by her husband because her husband comes from wealth. If the sister's husband came from wealth, then she would have ended up in that situation. But I don't think that it is OP's job or OP's husband's job, nevertheless, to turn around and pay for the sister's wedding. Again, if all of these family and friends are messaging OP about how she should pay for her sister's wedding and how she only married her husband for the money, then you know what? They, being so concerned, should turn around and fork up all of the money for the sister's wedding themselves. I'm just saying, you guys, that's my hot take on it. You know what, y'all? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Should OP pay for her sister's wedding? Should OP's husband fork up some money to pay for his sister-in-law's wedding? What do you think? What are your thoughts? You guys, let me know down in the comment section. And while you're at it, if you've enjoyed today's video, you guys be sure to click the subscription button and hit the bell notification icon. That way you are notified every single time that we upload a video here with some real talk stories. And you guys, for the YouTube algorithm, if you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. I would gratefully appreciate it. And until next time, many blessings and much love to y'all.